Okay, today we're going to do the step-by-step, click-by-click in Notion. How do we build our home base MVP style for our future coding work using Notion and TypingMind? Now, a little note real quick on TypingMind. I have been using for the YouTube videos a free account in TypingMind and also a free OpenAI API key. I ran into some issues with that free key today because it wanted me to verify my identity. Now, I've already done all that with a paid OpenAI account where I have credits. I've done the full, send them my ID, take the pictures and the selfies. I've already done all that. I tried to do it again on the free account and it didn't like the pictures. So anyway, that timed out, and rather than not do the video today like I wanted to do, I just switched over to my paid TypingMind account. So everything we're going to do today, you can do in a free account for both TypingMind and the OpenAI API key. You will have to put credits on the API key. But in terms of TypingMind, this is now my paid account. However, if you're still on the free account, no worries. You're just going to have that buy a license screen pop up a whole lot more than I will. I still think the $99 is a steal and highly recommend you get that. But in terms of today's video, that is not a problem. So let's hop right into it. So I did want to show you, I'm going to show you split screen here in a minute with Notion on one side and TypingMind on the other, because we're going to build AI assisted. So we're going to have Notion on the side, working in Notion, TypingMind, with ChatGPT as the large language model on the side, guiding us step by step, where when we get stuck, we're going to go there and say, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what's happening. Here's some screenshots of before and after. Help me get unstuck. So that's what we're going to do, but you might not recognize that split screen, and that might be a little confusing to start. So I wanted to start full screen here in TypingMind. You'll notice that I have two Notion experts, and that is simply because this is now my TypingMind, and I use it all the time. So I have a Notion expert already built, and then I built one for the purposes of the video today. You're going to be shocked when you see the prompt. It is about as simple as you could imagine, and my prompt inside my Notion expert is maybe 3 more words. So let's go ahead and go in here now and take a look real quick. Okay, so we covered building agents inside TypingMind in the second video on my channel. So I'll point to that somewhere around here. There'll be a card where you can go find that other video. But if you want to get a full walkthrough of TypingMind, that's where you can go. This will be a pretty quick overview though. So so we have chat and we have agents. We're in the agents section. We're in the Notion Expert BLW production, which that's how I call my YouTube stuff. Our guy here is Peyton. So these profile pictures, you can change them if you want. If you don't like Peyton's picture, you can get a different Peyton and he'll be called something different. Peyton's fine with me. But I'm going to call I'm going to put it up here so I remember to Peyton. And I'm very sensitive to spelling names correctly because mine gets spelled incorrectly all the time. Anyway, so we've named him Peyton. That's actually TypingMind named him. I'm happy to stick with it. Now for the prompt, you've probably already read it. Super simple, right? You are my Notion expert. You will be helping me learn Notion click by click while we actively build AI assisted. That's it. That's all you need, because that tells Peyton this is what you do. You're a Notion expert. We're only talking about Notion unless I talk about something else that I'm trying to connect to Notion, and then you'll know enough about Notion to be able to help us work through that. We are connected to Perplexity in this instance, and I am connected to Google Search in this instance. So in the event that Peyton, through Chat GPT 5, which we're in the GPT 5 model now, in the event he can't find an answer there, he's got the full ability to, as the agent, to go search the web, either with Perplexity or with Google or both. And we'll see that it does both. So I wanted you to see this part. So you can do this with any software. You basically, this couple words, just 2 sentences really is all you need. And it's you can write a ton more, but this is really all you need. So anyway, and we're going to prove it out because we're going to be using this for a little while we build out. So I'm going to save this. I've got him renamed. We got his picture here. We got his prompt. He's set up on GPT-5. We're good to go. So I'm going to save these changes. Okay, and I'll go ahead and prove it out. I mean, this is mine. You are my Notion expert. You'll be helping me learn, then teach Notion. That's as much as I did with Lennon, who, like I said, you can pick different avatars. Lennon is mine. She's the one I was using earlier, and the one I still will continue to use down the road. Maybe not. Maybe I like Peyton. We'll see. But you see, it's there's no real magic in these prompts. It's really just giving it an idea of what you're going to be doing, and then over time, as you're chatting with it, it's going to learn more of what you need, what you know, what your experience level is with the software, and we can go from there. So I'm going to cancel out of here. I don't want to mess with Lennon, and I want to chat now. So when I go here to chat now, that opens Peyton up. I can close this out, and I'm going to reduce the size here, which is always a little tricky. Okay. All right, so we got Peyton here, and this is Notion. So Notion on the left, Peyton on the right, and I can just bounce back and forth between the 2 screens. This is a very effective way to do it, as long as your screen's kind of wide enough. And my screen's not that wide. It's good size, but not that wide. Okay, so we need to explain to Peyton what we want to do. And I've got notes down below, and I got notes over here, just to try to keep things moving, because I could bore you pretty quickly with this. But I do want you to see that, if we have some struggles, that's not a bad thing, because you'll see kind of how I work through it. And this setup really is the way you should be doing any software that you don't know, but you're trying to learn, because the large language models were trained on the internet. So that means, blog posts, yes, unfortunately, but also software vendor knowledge bases. And, even though software gets updated, knowledge bases get updated, and the large language models don't get updated on a super regular basis, you still have Perplexity and Google Search layered in here. So it can always get to the most recent information. It's going to rely on what it knows, but if we get stuck, and I say specifically go to the web and find out, then we can do that. So even if you know software, I've been in Excel as a heavy user for 25 plus years. There's a lot of things changing in Excel right now, especially with Copilot. I saw the other day that Copilot is now a function, literally equals Copilot bracket. So even in Excel, you might start, something you've been using every day for 20 plus years. You might still want to have your AI assistant sitting next to you, because things are changing. Every software package is layering in that AI layer, right? And anyway, this is just a good way to do it. So anyway, I am going to stop pontificating, and we will start building. So like I said, I've got notes here, I've got notes here, everything that's here or here will end up here on the screen, and you're going to see it. So first we need to tell Peyton what we want to build. So I'm going to say, oops. Sorry, I closed out my script. Okay. So we're going to tell Peyton what we want to build. So we are going to build one place to capture ideas quickly, no judgments, store and reuse prompts with notes on what worked, track early projects with a clear what does done look like. Close that bracket. See today's tasks without a second career in sorting. Okay. And remember, this is TypingMind, so we have to do shift and return to do another line. Okay. So this will be MVP style. Nothing fancy for now. We are what did we call it the other day? Midlife folks returning to coding now with the assistance of AI. We were not career coders at all, but loved playing around with BASIC as teenagers. Okay, just trying to give him some context, because in your ChatGPT, your regular interface, not through the API, it's got a section called memory, and it's always adding to that memory. And in fact, that memory will get full, and when you go look through it, you'll find a bunch of stuff that's not quite accurate. But that memory is driving how it reacts to you and what it knows about you. On the API, we don't have that ability for it to know where you're coming from and where you're trying to go. So we need to give it that context a little bit at this point. We could put it into a document and put it inside the agent, and then Peyton could refer to that. We're moving fast in MVP style here, so we're not going to do that today. But in TypingMind, that's if you're using the same agents over and over again, that I highly recommend you do that to give them, just who we are, what we're doing. I might be a Notion expert too, and I don't need Peyton to tell me, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, but I don't need him to tell me where every click is at that point. Or I might have just literally signed on to a free account. And by the way, this is a free Notion account. Never seen it before. So Peyton needs that context so he knows exactly how to deal with me. He'll learn that over time, especially if we stay in the same chat and do this project and then do add-on projects, and the MVP eventually becomes a finished project. Like he'll be with us the whole way in that case, and he'll be learning the context as we go. And context is a word that comes up a lot with AI, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But anyway, that's digression. So we've told him what we want to build. We've told him kind of who we are and where we're coming from. We are going to call this our home base. And let's see, what else does he need to know at this point? With just a couple of simple headings today, this week, active projects, inbox, prompt, spotlight. Where do we start? Also, we are moving quick here, so we do not want too much in the way of suggestions. Think, and we'll be nice about it. That'll be another day. Today is all about MVP, getting it built, and basically functional. So we'll keep things to just what's our next step. I'll try to be to the point as well. Okay, let's see what Peyton comes back with. Now he's got a little context. He has some idea what we want to build. We still haven't done like a full product requirements document where we really kind of sat down and hashed all those things out. That would be a more proper way to do it, but it would be a way less MVP way to do it. So let's see where we come out. And I do have from the video the other day, I've already built this once. I wanted to build it step by step, click by click, so you could watch it too. But I already have an idea of kind of where we're going. So if we veer off too much, I'll be able to pull it back. But okay, so in Notion, click New Page on the left sidebar. So that's this here. We're going to do Create New Page. And we're going to call it Home Base. Okay. We're going to add the headings. And we're going to type we're going to type /H2. Okay, so notice when you do a /, you get lots of different commands. So if you're ever trying to either expand what you're doing and saying, hey, I want to learn a new function today, where it's a list of everything I could do, / will get you there. Also, if you just can't remember what was that thing that I wanted to do, if I could see a list, I know I'd find it. This is the way to do that. Okay, so we want to do a H2 heading. Okay. And we are not looking for a toggle heading just yet. Okay. All right, and we're going to call today. Okay, and we're going to do that for each line, the H2. this, oops, h2 slash h2 and hit return. That way it turns it into the heading, and then you're going to type this week. Okay, h2 return active projects, and then h2 return inbox, then h2 prompt spotlight. Okay, hit return there. Great. All of those are in now. And while it's thinking, let me point out too, I had set this earlier, so you can do an estimated cost, and if you click here in TypingMind, it'll show you that on the header what the estimated cost is. So at this point, I've spent 2 cents, 2.5. Now we haven't done anything heavy. Once I start taking screen grabs and dropping that in, and it's got to process those, that'll run the cost up a little bit. Screen grabs end up being the eyes for ChatGPT because it can't see your screen, but if you take a screenshot, drop it in, it can read every bit of that. So a lot of times I'll do, okay, you told me to do this, I did it, but I got this, and I'll take that screenshot, and that way it has the references to what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll do before and after. It's like, all right, here's where we started, here's where we finished. This was completely wrong. What happened? Or this was almost there, but I want, that text is too big and this text is too small, and that's not, whatever it is you're trying to adjust. So definitely screenshots and screen grabs are a super useful tool as you're moving forward. Okay, so it's got back to thinking, and also, so you can see now we're up to 5 cents. So at this point, we're paying money, but it's not a lot, and this is going to be our long-term home base. So we want to make just a small investment in it. All right, so build quick capture inbox. So under the inbox heading, type table and choose table inline. So we're going to come under the inbox and make a new row, and we're going to do table inline. So we're not doing a database, we're doing an inline table, which that's what this one is. Okay, so it's just a simple table. Name it inbox. Maybe that's not what it wanted. Let's see. Delete. Okay, so come in here to inbox. I'm going to go table. I'm going to actually ask it. By table inline, do you mean table view database? Yes. Okay, so we want this one, so it's an actual database. Okay, so rename the name it inbox. Okay, we're gonna call it inbox. Oops, inbox. Rename the name to capture. Okay, so we're going to change this row header, or this column header, to capture. Add properties by clicking on the right. So we're going to click a property here. and we want a select property. And we're going to edit it in our option. All right, so we did select. We're going to edit the property. We want to add an option. So that's going to be idea, task, and I'm just hitting return, project, prompt. Okay. So just click out of there, and now when I come in here, see how that gave those options become my drop down. So I can pick prompt there, or I can make it go away. Okay. Let me not jump ahead too much. Okay, so we're going to do a text property here, and we're going to call it note. Okay. And one more, which is going to be created time. So we can see when it was added. Okay. That's it. Okay, so good to go on inbox now. Okay, step 3, make a simple tasks database. Okay. At the bottom of the page below the sections. Okay, so down here, we're going to just go table and choose the inline table. That's going to be the database again. We're going to name it tasks master. Oh, we're going to name it. We're going to rename it tasks. We're going to rename name to master. Okay, try that again. Nope. Okay, step 3. At the bottom of the page, we dropped in, we did table, chose the inline. We're going to name the database, the table, tasks / master, rename name to task. And we're going to add some more properties here. We're going to add a due date. And if you want to see what's available, you can just start typing. And we actually have a due date as a suggested. Oops, that didn't actually take it though. Okay, so we're going to add a due date. And there's suggested properties here, and then there's, build your own. So we have due date as an option, so we'll take it. And we're going to add another one, which is a text field, and it's going to be notes. Okay, and we're going to rename that notes. Hit return. And we're good with that one. Okay, under the today heading, which is up here, we're going to type linked. Oops, not liked, but linked. And choose linked view of database, and we're going to pick the tasks master database. Okay. And we're going to make the view a table view. So we made the layout a table. Filter status is going to be okay. I don't have a done column. And notice it says properties. Here it'll say add properties when you hit the plus. A property in Notion is actually a column. So here, add property, that just means to add another column. Recommend it. So in tasks master, we can add a property and call it status. Okay, so we'll do that. And status is a suggested, that makes sense. And we want to go in here and we're going to edit it and we're going to give it some, okay, so it's defaulting to, this nice list here, which is to do, not started, in progress, and done. So remember, that was a recommended, and that's great. We could have built all this, but if it's there, then that's perfect. Good to go. So we are good there. Now in the done and due to, okay, so we're going to go back up here to, all right, so see status, because this is linked to the database down below. When we added status down here, it showed up here. All right, so we are going to go, we still wanted to put our filtering and everything in here, so we're going to come here, show in table. Okay. All right. So views table, filter. All right, so we were doing a filter. So we want to filter on status and not done. So I want to pick everything but done. Okay, so that's not done. Or I could do, change this and say is not. So before it said is, and is not done. So either one of those work. And due date is today. Oops, I wanted that in the filter, so I need that here. Due date is relative to today. this day. Okay. So status is not done and due is today. Okay, that should work. We want to sort, which is here, and we're going to sort due date on ascending. Okay, and we're going to show properties. Right, so that was here. We want to show task. Oh, so task, you can't take task off. Okay. We'll show task, status, due, and notes. Okay, and let's move our notes down here. And I like status sooner. Okay. So now we've built a nice table with filters. We don't have data in there just yet. Okay. Done with today. All right, now we're going to build this week. So we're going to come in here and add a space here. Under this week, type linked. Okay, we want a linked view of the database again. And we're going to choose that tasks database again. And we're going to view in table. Okay, our layouts table. And we're going to filter. It's not done. Is not done. And due. Okay, close that one. Due is within the next 7 days. Okay, we can say this week. Due date relative to this week. Yes, okay. Good enough. All right, we want due to be ascending. This is our sort. We want due date to be ascending. Okay, good. And show tasks, due, status, and notes. And okay, so this is just a view. So we're not, when we're doing both today and this week came out of the same database, but what we're building up here is views. So we're not messing with the actual database. We're just changing the views. But I do want to make sure I have the same column set up for both. So task, status, due date, notes. Okay. And if you look, this is really the same thing. So due date, ascending, one rule here. That rule is, I got okay. Yeah, status not complete. So I don't know if I can move these around or not. I can't, but that's fine. That's good enough. Okay, so we're good with that. Done with this week. think we have, yes. All right, create projects master with what does done look like at the bottom. So we're going to come down here again, and we're going to put in another table, and this will be an inline database as well. We're going to call this one project. Projects master. Okay, we're going to rename name to project. And properties, we're going to do again, let's put them in order this time. So, all right, this will be a little different. So, all right, so we're going to do status. And we're going to, oops. So you see it already filled in stuff. So we're going to do that. Edit the property. So for status, we want to kill these. Let's see. All right, I'm not going to do the built-in status for this. Delete property, delete. Okay. Notice that I'm just working in this table. I did not delete it up here. So I'm going to add a property. I'm going to make it a select. And I'm going to edit the property. I'm going to add my options. So my options are different than the kind of built-in quick one. All right, so idea, active, paused, done. Okay, and let me add a little bit of logic here. Okay, so we would go from idea to active to done or to paused. And paused could actually come outside of done, but I like done to be last. Okay, so we got that. DOD, what does done look? What does done look like? Okay, this is going to be text. Oops. DOD. What does I don't know what DOD means. What does DOD mean? Oh, definition of done. Okay, got it. All right, this is our MVP, so we're working in it. So we're gonna go with that. We're not gonna add a lot of extra there. Okay, so we need a date, and we're gonna call that target. We're gonna need text, and we're gonna call that notes. And one more, tasks. Now this is going to be a relation. So that is a thing. We're going to pick a relation, and we're going to make it related to tasks, the master down here, right here. Okay. Add relation. Okay. So now we've connected these two together. Okay. Next. So I did change this and made it actually readable. All right, so we did that. Okay, add tasks to a project fast. In that active projects table, make sure the task relation column is visible. For any project row, click the task cell for new task. Okay. Set a date and a status on the new task. Most of what we want to include here. So let me just say now, okay, this looks great so far. Pretty pleased, and it is definitely MVP style. What would you suggest we need to add at this point? Remember, we are not looking to expand much beyond MVP. Okay. So let's see what it comes up with as further suggestions. Test, 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 test. Okay, 2 quick add buttons, speed capture. At the top of Homebase, a new button. Okay, that's kind of fancy. Minimal project signals roll-ups. In project roll-up, name it task count. Okay, that's pretty good. Overview, overdue view, no surprises. Okay, so at this point, now I do have a full requirements document written. At this point, I'm pretty happy with where we are, but I don't want to go through and look line by line in the product requirements document. So I do have a product requirements document written, very loosely, but still I have a pretty detailed list of notes. I don't necessarily want to read through that and say, okay, did we get this piece? Did we get this piece? Did we get this piece? And I don't have to. So at this point, we've done a lot in Notion. We have an MVP product. We could start using this right now, and it would not be a problem. Are there some things that are messy still? Are there some things you want to clean up? Yes, we have inbox here twice. That's not so great. But this is our functional MVP, and it is functional. But let's feed it the product requirements document, have it read the product requirements document, and tell us, hey, these were the things you were intending for this to have, but they're not there yet. So let's do that. Let me make sure I know where this is saved. Okay, got it. I'm going to close out of that. Save that. And now I'm going to tell ChatGPT, I do have a pre-written product requirements document. I wanted to demo on video how we would kind of hunt and peck our way through with you. However, I do want to get close, reasonably close, to what this document describes. I will upload it to you and you can review and give me the list of what we are still missing. We can determine then which, if any, we still want to get in. Remember, we are still very much MVP. I say that because I don't want to develop a whole full-blown template that I'm going to go take to Etsy or a marketplace somewhere and sell at this point. This is really our functional, get up and go. We will, from using this, we'll learn things we want to add to it. Maybe some things we want to subtract from it. But we will know that from using it, not so much from layering more and more stuff on. So I do want to keep it really, really tight at this point. So let me bring up this. All right, it's just a text file, and I will actually share this text file in the video down below. Once again, it's pretty simple. You'll be surprised at how simple it actually is. Okay, let's let him work. Peyton's on the job. And okay, so sometimes you will get errors like this in TypingMind. It's just the API is not playing well, or it's timing out or whatever. So sometimes it just needs time. If you're hitting it too fast, too hard, it will time out. Sometimes it just needs a minute, and if you hit the regenerate button, it goes right back to work. And ultimately, if it just won't take this text document for whatever reason, I can copy paste it right in, not a problem. So we'll regenerate here, but you will run into that in TypingMind. Okay, so it doesn't want to access that text document. No problem. We will do it this way then. And for the most part, this document's in Markdown language, and we'll cover Markdown at some point in a video. It's just an easier way for ChatGPT and Notion as well to understand, formatting, and it's kind of like Java with a bunch of weird symbols. Not even weird symbols, but symbols in certain places tell the computer, hey, this is bold, this is underlined, this is italics, this is indented, without being a whole lot of extra code, really. But anyway, you're going to see it here in a second. Okay, so this is what I mean by Markdown. Is the hashtags. This is done very much on purpose. The way the dashes are done, those represent bullet points. Like I said, I don't want to do a Markdown class at this point. We will definitely get there. So I don't actually know that it's going to recognize the prompt either, because of the way it's working here. And actually, here's a better way of doing this. So I'm going to edit. Okay. Now, to go back to TypingMind, I could fork this chat. So say I've worked in a chat long enough, and now I've got, okay, this chat's going really good, but I have this really random idea I want to try. You can actually break the chat, keep one as your original chat, try your experiment in the forked chat, and you don't lose either one. So the forked chat maintains all of the context that you've done so far and lets you go work on that, other experiment. And the original chat just stays there, and it's ready to go anytime you're ready to pick up. So if the experiment doesn't work, you can just forget it, go right back to your old chat and start working again. That will come up again. That'll come up in GitHub and other programming things. So that's a concept we'll want to carry through. So what I'm doing here, I went to edit this prompt, and it's asking me, do I want to fork it? So I can fork it right here, and that would be two separate chats maintaining the same context, so literally straight into two. Or this is my original message. I can edit it, which I'm going to edit the message, and then I can say I want to regenerate, or I can replace. If I replace, basically everything in between goes away. This becomes the original, and it forgets all the other stuff. If I regenerate, then this is all going to kind of stay here. So I will replace it, but first I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Okay. I will drop that mark down below, and you can review it. So now I'm telling you I'm not going to upload. I'm going to actually drop in some text, and we will make sure it understands what we have below here. And MD, which means markdown, it will understand what I'm trying to get at there. I'm going to copy that in, give it one more space, drop all that, and then replace, and see how that took out everything that was here before that was kind of a jumbled up mess, and drop that in, and you can see my whole thing. So now if I hit regenerate, it's going to just work off of that, and it doesn't like that. Do I still have, okay, so now I do need to edit. It still has that text document attached to it. So I just come up here, actually I can go right there, X out of that, hit replace again because I don't want it to reference that document at all. Totally forget it. Hit replace, regenerate. Now it's back to working. And ChatGPT is that way too. Sometimes it won't download, it'll make you a download document and it doesn't actually download, and you tell it it's not working. Sometimes you never get it to work. Uploads the same way. These technologies, you just have to work with them and understand that they will get better over time, and sometimes they can be frustrating today, and we just got to work with it. It's still better than the alternative of where we were before, where now we're more editing than we are having to create from scratch. Okay, so here's a detailed checklist versus your PRD. What's missing or mismatched. Pick what you want to add, and I'll guide click by click. All right, let's see. So this is sort of our grade. So today, linked view of tasks. Filter should be status is doing or due date is on or before today, and status is not done. Show properties should include name, due date, priority project. This week, show properties should include name, due date, priority project. So we had a little bit of naming convention there. I'm not so worried about that. Filter should be status is in progress. Show properties should include name, due date, outcome. You have DOD and target. Inbox, add a call out above it. Drop anything here, sort later. PRD wants at inbox page mentioned. You don't have a separate inbox page yet. That's an important one. Prompt spotlight. Prompt spotlight should use the favorites view, rating 4 or 5. That is also important. With sort, rating description, last edited description. Your prompts database uses Spotlight checkbox and worked. PRD uses rating. Databases, project master, property name, status alignment, rename DOD, rename target. So really, we just have a lot of naming conventions that didn't quite match up, and that's fine. I don't think we have to get so excited about that. Ideas backlog not created yet. That's an important one. Prompts library, properties to add or rename. Okay, so once again, we had some naming conventions there. Pages, inbox, separate page. We do want to do that. Learning log, home-based display tweaks. So that's a pretty big list. I mean, that's still a lot. If I just say, okay, let's work from the top to the bottom, we could be here for another hour, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'm going to ask it to give me a prioritized list. Give me a list. I'm least worried about naming conventions being off. We can fix those later. I am most concerned about what we are missing at this stage. Okay, so once again, I'm making it do the kind of sifting and sorting, and we're still in control of the judgment and where we want to go, what we want to do. But versus me trying to sit there and write another list, we'll make ChatGPT do it. So here's a tight MVP focused priority list of what's still missing or misaligned with your PRD. Top equals to do first. Okay. Must have to match PRD function. Tasks, priority, project relation, today filter logic. Yep. Ideas, database, we don't have that at all at this point. Prompts rating, we definitely want that. Inbox page for demo, we definitely want that. So then these are the nice to have. Project views and minor, so we would add an area that would be helpful, but not entirely important. Tasks, views, and minor statuses. Right, okay, that's fine. Optional for pre-flight demo completeness. The learning log database. Honestly, I don't even remember that in the PRD. So let's take care of P0 for sure. And we will probably call that the end. And then I will decide how much of the tweaking I want to do in the naming conventions. And then I can just share this out. I can share this as a link. So that's another great thing about Notion. You can have private areas where only you see what's happening, and then you can actually share it out with a link. So I will share a link of this completed, probably not immediately as I release the video, but in the next couple days. And if you don't see it, just send me a message. But let's do the P0s, because that really is important to get to the finished MVP. Naming conventions and things like that really, you'll probably change those down the road anyway to suit you. So I'm not so worried about those. As long as we're consistent in the product we've been working on, then that's what's more important than anything else. So let's jam on P0, then we will call it done for now. Okay. So tasks here, priority, project relation, and today, this week tweaks. So add priority. Open the tasks master. All right, and we took the, oh no, we didn't. It's just over here. We hid them earlier, so let me unhide those. Edit properties. Nope. 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 Layout. Yes. Okay. So I took the database titles away, and that was not good earlier. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, now back to this. So P0 through 1, add priority. So open the tasks master, and that's going to be the database. So that we're going to do that here, and I'm gonna open this full screen, I believe. View of task master, view of task master, tasks master. All right, this is our table. Okay, so now that's full screen, so I can see it a little better. Okay, add a property, select name it priority. Okay, that's easy. We know how to add a property, and we're going to name it priority, and we pick that. All right, we need to add the options, and our options are going to be low, medium, and high. Okay, so we're done with that. Ensure project relation in tasks master. If you see a relation to projects already, rename it to project. If not, okay, we don't have that in here. So we don't have a relation in this database. We put it in the other one. So we want to add a relation in Taskmaster. If you see a relation to projects already, rename it to project. If not, add property, relation, choose projects master. Okay. Add the relation. All right, and I think we want so I'm going to ask it specifically about this. For this, and I usually do exclamations just to make sure that it knows what I'm talking about. Am I making this a two-way relation? I believe the answer is going to be yes. Yes, make it two-way. Okay. Add relation. Okay, good. Okay, did that add it correctly? Project master. Okay, so we have the tasks database is related to the projects database. And if we open here, okay, good. All right, so that was going back up here. Ensure project relation in tasks. Okay, we did this. Update today view on the home base. So let's go back to here. Update the today view on Homebase. Open the today linked views. Menu filter. Filter. Create an OR group. Or status. Okay, we're going to add a filter rule. And we're going to make it an OR. Create an OR group. Status is doing. Okay, doing is not an option here for us. So okay, so we added, so now it has two rules, but here I'm going to say I do not have an or, what was that? Oh, do not have doing for this. And I'm going to drop a picture in real quick so it knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And I will open these rules. We'll do this, and hopefully that stays. Yes, it does. Okay. So now I can see exactly what our selections are. And I can look at that picture. Send. And while it's thinking, let me point out, so we're at 32 cents so far. So we really have spent very, very little money, literally couch cushion change money to get this far. And this is a project that if we run it right, will actually make us money. So we will get a very good ROI on this project should we decide to build a software or even a Notion task. You could take all of this and build your own Notion template and sell that, and it would not be very hard to make 34 cents. So just keep that in mind. Okay, use in progress instead of doing. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so status is in progress or due date is on or before today. Due date is on or before today. Okay, so now we have our two rules. Okay, and we can take this one away. We can just delete this. Delete that filter. Okay, so I think we're good there. Okay, I'm going to send this picture back and just let it check me. Check me. Okay, two fixes. Status line. Change status is not in progress. Oh, we want it to be is in progress. That makes sense. So that would have definitely not given us what we wanted. Make the filters a proper OR group plus and an exclusion. So OR group, both rules inside this group. Status is in progress. Due date is on or before today. Click start date and switch to date if available. Okay, it's not. Okay, pretty sure that's going to get us what we want. And outside the OR group, exclude completed. Okay, so now we want to do another advanced filter. We want status is not done or complete. Okay, done. And this we will take away. Remove that one. Okay. Okay, so that did not work out. Okay, I'm having trouble with that filter. Walk me through step by step. Okay, open the filter panel. In the today linked view, yep, we got that. Click delete to clear everything so we start clean. Okay, we did that. Create the OR group. Click plus filter, choose OR. Oops. Where is this OR thing at? View our chart. Okay. No. All right. Filter. Click here. Maybe it's down here. Okay. Add filter rule. Add filter group. Okay. Now we're in the right ballpark. Open the small. Okay. So now, okay. Now this is a filter group. Got it. So we're going to change that to an OR. Okay, add the two rules inside that OR group. So the first one is status is in progress. Okay. Rule B is the due date is on or before today. Okay. Or due date, start date, actually it's going to be end date, is on or before today. Okay, perfect. So that is an OR group. Got it. Okay, so you should now see two rules inside one OR box. Add the AND exclusion outside the OR group. So I'm going to come here, add another filter rule, but it's going to be outside. Okay, so these are inside. This is going to be status is not complete. shape. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to send it to the view again. And I'm going to say, okay, check me again. With the picture. Looking good. Make these 2 tweaks. Due date rule, end date, change to date or start date. Okay. On or before today. Exclude completed. Replace the bottom rule with status is not complete. If okay, so it does not like this done. That is our complete. So I'm gonna go with that. This is where you have to make your judgment, and as far as I'm concerned, that is good enough. That's going to do what we want it to do. Okay, so then coming back here to, okay, back up here to our original instructions. So add priority to ensure project reletion, update today view, update this week view, keep the existing filter due within the next 7 days. Let's see, let me show the filters here. Okay. And status is not done. So we need to and status is not complete. Okay. Okay, so very similar to what we had up here. Status is not done. Due date on or before today. And status is in progress. Okay, so we want to get that in there too. So I have it over here. Let me bring this here so I can remind myself what I'm trying to get done here. So we want, and I'm going to make this an OR group. We want status is in progress, or where due date end date what are my options here? Next days, I want that to be 7. Relative today is no, relative to today is next 7 days. Okay. That was my 2, and then I'm going to add a filter rule here. And that was going to be status is not done. Okay. I believe that will work. going to show it that work again. And I'm going to clear that one. Clear selection. Okay. Why do I have this clear selection? I want that to go away. But maybe it's not going to. Okay. Here's my rules. I'm going to take a picture of this again. Make sure it knows that we're working on the this week part this time. Okay, here's the update for this week. And it was really kind of on this. So done is complete. Let's see. So can I get that in my picture? Yes. Done is part of complete, and I'm okay with that unless you see an issue. All right. You're close. Make these 2 tweaks. It's always 2 tweaks, right? Remove status is in progress. Okay. That was, so we're going to remove this. Remove that. Delete rule. Change end date to date. Okay. I only have, okay, so let me tell it that. Or due date. Change end date to date. What's my options here? Right, that's all I got. Okay. So where it says here, change end date to date. I only have start and end dates in this drop down. Keep the exclusion. Status is not complete. Okay. Final step. Due date. Due date is within next 7 days. Okay. Pick one. Okay. Turn off end date. In Taskmaster, hover. Okay, so we have to go back to here. We actually have to change the database. So hover here. Okay. Edit property. Turn off end date. Toggle off end date. Okay. Change date type. Date. Nope. Oh, I've got to go to the database. That's why. Okay. And this is the tasks database, right? Right. Okay. Hold on. Due date. Edit property. Okay, let's change type, date. Okay, what is it asking us to do here? Click the caret, edit property. In tasks master, hover due date column header, and click the caret. Edit property. Toggle off end date. Change type. Date. Okay, it's not, I'm not going to be able to get that view, I don't think. Let me see. Okay. I am not seeing that from your number one instruction. The toggle off end date. Fast path. Okay. Okay, so we're not doing this. We're going back up here to where we were in this week. Do this today or group. Status is in progress. Yes. Start date. Due date, start date, on before today. Status is not complete. Okay, that's what we have. Due date, ascending. Perfect. All right, then this week we are doing due date, where start date is within what did we do up here? Start date is on or before. Okay. Start date is within. Okay. We don't have a within, so let's tell it that. Okay, we do not have within. Oh, it might be here. Is nope. You're good. Notion is relative today is a new way to do within. Okay. All right. So relative today. Next 7 days. Okay. Status is not complete. All right, we're good. We're going to click off of that. And sort due date ascending. Okay, it might not feel like we have it all, but I'm pretty confident we actually do. So, all right, back up here to the top where we had our list. Okay. All right, update today view, update the week view. We did that. Say next one done. Okay, P0 ideas, backlog, database. At the bottom of Homebase. Okay, so we're going to come in here. We're going to add another row. And we're going to go \table. We want inline, which means it's a database. Name it ideas backlog. Okay. Rename name to idea. Add the properties of select. We're going to do a tag. We're going to call it tag. And we're going to add our options, which are going to be learning, tooling, app idea, and career. Okay. Good. We're going to do another select, and we're going to call that one impact. We're going to make our options. Now, a little trick, if you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you've got a priority list, start with a 5, because it's going to automatically put them in order that way. Okay, so that way we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you do it the other way, you can still move them around, but this is just the faster, more efficient way. Why do it differently if you don't have to? And what that's going to look like is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so perfect. So we did impact. We're going to do effort the same way, and I'm going to try an experiment. Can I duplicate this? Yes, I can duplicate this property because I want the same thing. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only I'm going to have impact and effort. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and that gave it a name that wasn't duplicated, and now we just call this effort, and we're done. So we don't have to rebuild that whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list again. And the next step is text, and we're going that next step. Okay. Oops. Okay, and we're going to create a view. Add a view. Okay, create view, quick scan. New. Create a view called quick scan. Okay, so I want to copy link review to view. Let me send it to this and ask it which one of these we want to be doing. Let me paste that in and say for this, put it in quotes, am I in the right spot? Yes, you're in the right place. Do this. In the ideas backlog table header, click the current view name, likely table, to open the view switcher. Oh, here we go. Add a view. That's what we want. Okay. We want a new view and we want a table. Got it. Okay, and we're going to call that quick scan. Okay. I don't know if I can take this. All right. So quick scan. And we want to edit the view. And we want a sort, impact, descending, and effort, we want ascending. Okay. If you don't see add a view, you can duplicate the view. Okay. I'm going to ask it now. Quick scan in, do I delete table? Send that over. Okay, so we're going to call this all, because we have no filtering and no sorting on it. So MVP style, I like that. So we've got all and a quick scan. Perfect. Okay, next. Okay. Ideas. Backlog is at the top of Homebase now. Where should we move it? Okay, because we want today and this week to be at the very top. So we are going to want to move this somewhere down below. And remember, we've already written the product requirements document, so we're not asking it to make a judgment. We're asking it, where did we say we wanted it before? And it's thinking. Move it. Move to choose under Homebase. Okay. As a subpage or anywhere in workspace, open the move page, set quick scan as the default view on Homebase, mention under inbox. Okay, so what I'm going to do, all of that being said, I'm just going to take it and move it under inbox. Okay, and what it did is it moved it in the page. So now today is at the top, this week is next, active projects, and the ideas backlog is down here at the bottom. Perfect. Okay. And these still are my databases. Got it. Okay, so now we're going back up here to where we were. Okay, so we built the ideas. We did this. Okay, quick scan, next done. We have 2 more to go, 3 and 4. Okay, so prompts rating. Okay, I'll open the prompts. We have prompt spotlight here, but that's it. Prompt spotlight. I'm going to close this. I just have, okay, so this is just a header. Open prompts library. I don't know that we actually built the prompts library. And I'm going to take this header away too. That's bugging the shit out of me. Okay. Active products, ideas backlog, prompt spotlight. I don't believe we have anything actually built for prompts. Only a header on home base page. Cool. Let's build prompts fast. Let's do that. All right. So we're going to create prompts library database. On the sidebar, click new page. All right. We want a page inside of Homebase. I don't know if it's telling us that or not. New page. New page, table, full page. I don't think this is what I wanted. Move to trash. Okay, so in the sidebar, hit plus, new page, table, full page, name it prompts, library. Okay, but we are going to do table here. Table view database. Yep. Okay. Okay. So prompts. Prompt name. Add properties. Okay. I'm going to have a text and we're going to call that prompt. Okay, we're going to have use case. That's going to be a select. And we're going to first call it use case. And we're going to add our options. Come on. Okay, you see it will make its decision left or right. Okay, so this is brainstorm, plan, learn, debug, and write. Okay. We want to select another select. We're going to call this tool. And we're going to add our options. We'll type the tools we know about at this point. This will grow over time. We'll add them when we're ready. But we know we have TypingMind. We know we have Notion. And I'm going to call it not Notion AI, but Notion. We could call it Notion AI because they are slightly different. And then we'll do an other for now. Okay. All right. So that's our tools. Variables next. And that's going to be text. Variables. Okay. Then we're going to do a multi-select for tags. Okay, and it didn't give me the which is a select, rating, edit property, add options. This will be the same thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we do a countdown, not a count up. Optional result link, that would be good. Yep, that'll be a URL. And we'll call that result link. And a notes section, text, which we'll call notes. Okay. And okay, so that's the properties. Let's ask it real quick about the multi-tag, the tags. Tags does not have any options set yet. Did we have that mapped in the PRD? PDR is something totally different. Okay. So we were supposed to have tags here, so we'll come back here, we'll add our options. Minimal. Oh. Python, Notion, career, finance. Okay, and see it's recommending, and that's fine, but we're going to keep it simple for right now. Okay, so we've got that. We can always add new tags on the fly. Yep, no question, no problem. So now we're back here, hook it to Homebase. On Homebase, under prompt spotlight, do linked. So let's come back here. Under prompt spotlight, we want to go linked view of the database, and we want that one to be our prompts library. Oh no, that is not the right. Hold on. Control Z. We got to take that out. We have to. That is not what I wanted. Control Z. Control Z. What's it doing? Control Z. Okay. Hopefully it did not mess everything else up. All right. So I wanted to do linked view of the database. Okay, now if you notice, the problem was I picked prompt library in V0, which is my old one. So I need to okay, so it's not finding that. We have it here. Can I just drag it over? Actually, we probably need to drag. New database. No, that's not what we want. Okay. We're going to delete that. Oh, shoot. Oh, version history. We're gonna go learn some new stuff here. So prompts library, new database. I'm gonna restore this. Okay, but I believe that this is still view database, prompts library. But is that in Homebase? Let's drag it into Homebase. And we wanted it, we actually want it down here. Yes. I hope. Actually, we want it to be there. But that prompts library is not, oh, it's a page. So we want this to be called prompts library. Okay. Oh, maybe that's why we couldn't find it before, because I had it untitled maybe? No, but we're gonna kill this because we don't need this. Move to trash. Okay. So here, prompts library. It's there, but I'm gonna take it out of there. I don't want to do it there. The problem is it's on another page. I want it up here. And then the page is empty. Yes, okay, so I can kill this page then. Move to trash. Prompts library. Okay, so prompts library now lives. Prompt spotlight. Linked via database. Prompts library under Homebase. All right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. All right, good. All right, prompts library. We've got that. Hook it to Homebase. Seed to items. We'll do that later. Okay. Was that our last one? Prompts. Where were we? Okay, here we go. P4. Inbox page. Okay, so we built the prompts library. That is, okay, so now we're gonna click the view. Oops. We're gonna click a view and switch to favorites if available. It's not. Filter and sort. Okay, so we do want to build a filter to match the favorite settings. Okay, so we are going to filter on oh, we're in the wrong one. Prompts library. I want to be in the prompts library. So I want to filter on rating. Rating, yes. Okay, we're gonna call that there. We're gonna just call that, okay. Let's do our one last thing here, and then we'll call it MVP done. So next we're gonna create the inbox page, and we don't have an inbox page. Okay, so we're going to create the page of the sidebar, name it inbox. So we're going to create a page in here. We're going to call it inbox. Okay. Top of the page, add a call out, and that's going to be / call out. And we're going to say drop anything here, 2 slashes, sort later. Period. Okay. Add 3 toggle heading blocks. Okay, so that's going to be, so that's H3s, H3, and we want a toggle heading H3. And a trick if I just type something here, no, it doesn't work. Okay, H3, toggle heading. Oops. No. H3, toggle heading. All right, what are we calling these? Brain dumps. Okay, we're going to open that up. And we're going to change, we're going to come over here. I got to get this to, not here. I want this to be bulleted. Okay. Now I want to change this to turn it into a bulleted list. Okay. We'll call that BD1, we'll call that BD2. Okay, we'll back that up. We're going to kill these things here. We're going to call this H3 with a toggle. And that's going to be links. And actually what we should do is, let's take this out. Let's take this out. We can duplicate this. Duplicate. And we're going to duplicate. Okay. Now we're going to just change the name here from brain dumps to links. And snippets. Okay. Links 1. This is just holding the space. 1, 2. Okay. And when this gets large, we can make it more manageable and then go into links and just see links when we want it. So that's great. That's a great inbox homepage or inbox page. So we did this, we did those, we did this. Okay, on Homebase. So we're gonna close. All right, so that's add to Homebase. Where do we want it in Homebase? Above your inline inbox table. Okay, we want it above there. Okay, I do not know if that worked or not. Let's find out. All right, so inbox table. Oh, no, so that's in active projects now. Oh, so that was supposed to be inbox, I think. Let me look at this. That was active projects. No, we were supposed to have an active projects. Okay. So we're going to Control Z that. Oops. Control Z this. Control Z. Okay. So we put it in active projects, but it needs to be its own thing. And it was supposed to be, okay, so we will call this inbox because we don't have it yet. Okay, so now we have inbox. We actually don't need this. Title. Okay. Oh, no, that took away the database. Bad. Okay. All right, we will just have inbox twice. We're going to live with it for now. We're doing MVP. Okay, I am supposed to have an active projects. And it went away. So I need to inbox. I don't want to add there. So I'm going to come down here and I need to have an H3 that says active projects. And below that, I need to link to the projects database. Find the right one. It's got to be projects, not in V0. Why do I not have a projects database? I have projects master. Projects master. Okay, it just didn't put it in the thing for me. All right, now I want to drag this thing up. This active projects needs to come before inbox. No, that was not what we were going for. Okay, so we're going to come over here, new page. I want this whole thing to come up. Let me try this way. It's gonna go here first. Nope. Alright, so view of projects master table. I want that to be before inbox. Okay. And then this active projects, I'm gonna put here if I can get the space. That is the trick. Okay, so I need to come down here. And we might have to just put a new page in. I'm going to do that just for efficiency. New page. Okay. I've got my new page here. I'm going to put it here. It's really just supposed to be the title though. But anyway, that gives me the space to hopefully now drag this up in between here. Then I can take this out because that was never supposed to be there. And finally, I have what I was looking for. Okay, so we've got a little extra space there, but I think I'm good with that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to make this full page. All right. So I think we're going to call that done. So what do we have? We've been at this now for hours. And I'm going to try to make the video not hours when I edit it down. But we have a home base. We have a place to put in tasks. We have a place to put in, and when I put a task in here, so let's just do that. Sample task. Okay, notice how it's putting it in today and this week. Okay, that's going to be very important for later. And probably in the next video, we'll go through working with this now that it's built. We did a little overview in the last video. That's when I had a V0 built. Now we have V1. So let's call this, we'll be proud, and we'll call it V1. In the next video, maybe I will just walk through how to operate V1 now that we've built it painstakingly, and it's taking us a lot of time. But what I really hope you gather from this is, how to come into something you don't know, have ChatGPT on the side. I like to do it in TypingMind. It's gonna give us some functionality later for referencing, and we'll be able to tie TypingMind and Notion closer together. But even if you do it in just regular ChatGPT, that's fine too. But the whole idea is I'm working in my software, whatever it is. Either I know it or I don't. If I know it, it's changed over time. It's gotten AI smart. Things have moved around. It's doing things I don't necessarily know what it's doing at this point, or doing what I want it to do. So how do I, come to, an even point where, okay, it's the software I know. How do I get back to the point that we're working together like we used to? Or it's the software I don't have any idea how to use. I just registered an account. I've got the free account, and ChatGPT is going to walk me through the steps. That's really what we were trying to get. We were definitely trying to get our V1 home base. And like I said, I will pretty this up a little bit. I will go through and double check it. And then I will give you a link where you can access it in your free Notion account as well. I do recommend, though, that you build it. Take the document that I have here. I don't want to drag it in and have it eat it. It will put it in Notion, so I don't want to do that. But, take this Word document, which I'll also put down in the description so you can link to it. Take this and build your own. And, do the harsh back and forth, but get used to that back and forth. You saw me say, hey, you said this, but I got this. Take the screenshot before, after. Those are the steps of how you're going to move forward with learning to code and do bigger projects with AI, where you're still in control. I did write this document in between V0 and V1. I wrote this document and said, okay, these are the things we really want to make sure that we have. And I could have given it this document in the beginning, and that would have been the better way, but it would have been a less useful YouTube video, because you would not have seen as much back and forth. It might have been less time of a video, and that would probably be a positive thing. But you do have to understand, it really is. It's a back and forth, one step at a time, never more than two, because if you give the AI 3 steps, or if you just give it this whole thing, it's not going to get you there as efficiently as if you say, okay, I want to do this whole thing, but we're going to start with step 1. Let's go. That's really what I want you to take away from this. Okay, so enough of that. That's today's video. I will give you a link to the Notion base in the descriptions. I will clean it up a little bit. I will give you a link to this product review document, and this is by no stretch like an official format. This was just me going through the other database saying these are the things we definitely want. Let's make sure we keep them. And even that, I did have ChatGPT take a look at it and say, okay, put this in official markdown because I'm not so good at that just yet. And make sure that it flows and makes sense. So this has already had one pass of AI to say, okay, does this make sense? So highly recommend you do that as well. But I'm going to stop for now, and we will see you in the next one.